Today, instead of talking about animal reproduction, we are going to be talking about animal defense behaviors, but this time we have a green screen. Nice flower. So I have a few stories to tell you guys about, there's a bee. Chat, I have a few stories to tell you guys about animal defense. Everybody on the same page? I like stories, then you are in the right place, baby. Nightmare. My pencil's dead. Okay, I'm gonna stall a little bit because my Apple Pencil is dead. Okay, now you guys ready to rumble? This is a stream where I just tell you stories about some weird animals and the weird stuff that they do. Today, we're specifically about defense behaviors. Our first story today, the hot death ball of fiery fury. Today, we're talking about the Japanese honeybee. Look, he's cute. Found almost exclusively in their native range in Japan, not to be confused with the European honeybee or the cringe invasive honeybee, okay, that we see everywhere. These guys have 4 bands on their butt. European honeybees only have 3, okay? The drones or worker bees, which are pictured here, have little pollen baskets on their legs for pollination. If you guys have seen bees with these little bits on their legs, they're doing work. They're carrying pollen around. They have little pollen baskets. How cute. Okay, love that for them. Do you guys know who the enemy of these bees is? The northern giant hornet. The nemesis, if you will, of the Japanese honeybee, or one of the nemesises, is the northern giant hornet. This is him to scale. Don't be afraid. He won't eat you because you're not a bug. But if one of you is a bee, you should be really, really scared. The hornets are much larger, right, than the little bees. So this little bee could not possibly take on this hornet on its own, right? So what does it do? Engage hot bee ball attack. What is the best way to beat up somebody that's bigger than you? You bring all your friends and you jump him. Am I right or am I right? You surround them. No, this is not bullying, actually, because the giant hornet just ate one of their friends. So it's not bullying, it's actually self-defense. This is an organized attack. Why is it called the hot death ball of fiery fury, you may ask? Because these bees vibrate their flight muscles to produce heat. A lot of it. They're able to flappy so fast and so much that it becomes 117 degrees Fahrenheit inside the bee ball. You wanna see what this looks like?
A prize this rich is...
I'm doing my job protecting the hive.
Then one is caught.
Y'all see that?
It's the signal the others have been
He
waiting
started
for.
it. Bees are really small, but this concept is horrifying. The Japanese honeybees are tolerant of 2 degrees Celsius higher than the hornet. So they stop making it hot right before they die. But him, he can't take that. I know some people have heard about the hot fiery bee ball of death, but now you know a little bit more about it, maybe. Kind of fun. We're in the desert now. This one, I put as my second animal, but it turns out I think this is my favorite animal of the whole presentation, or the whole stream. We're gonna talk about the eyeball blood gun. No, we're not talking about worms from Dune, although I understand why you would say that. We are talking about the horned lizard, or horny toad, sometimes called horned toads. We have these in Texas. They're native in Texas, and they are very, very cute. Look at him. But before we get to that defense, one of his many defenses is camouflage. Oop, that's not... Well, this was not... It was supposed to be a different asset, sorry. So you can't even tell that he's there. Actually kind of sick, actually really good at what they do, really good for rocks, really good for trees, very great. Another one of their forms of defense is puffing up their bodies to appear larger, which a lot of animals do. A lot of animals will like go like that so they look bigger, like go like this so they look bigger, you know. It's just kind of funny when the horny toad does it. I think it's just because they got like short necks and like short legs and a pretty round body. But they'll puff up to be like, don't touch me. He is a little jacked. The coolest thing, perhaps, about horny toads is that they're capable of auto-hemorrhaging. Auto-hemorrhaging is the voluntary exudation or ejection of blood, which is nauseous or poisonous to protect against enemies. So they have 2 constricting muscles that line the major veins around their eyeballs here. When the muscles contract, they cut off the blood flow to the lizard's heart, and then the blood continues to flow to its head. And then it floods the ocular sinuses here, and then the building up of pressure causes a bulge in their eye, it builds up and then they can shoot it. You guys know how far they can shoot this blood from their eye? Mind you, this is a lizard like this size. They can shoot the blood 5 feet into the air. For reference, I am about 5 feet tall. This is how far they can shoot it, from my feet in this picture to my head. Another fun fact about it, it's got like a repulsive taste because what they eat is a venomous harvester ant. This is the ant that's venomous that they eat. Honestly, I'm really happy for him. I'm glad he can do all that, and I hope nobody eats him because I really like them. All right, you guys ready for the next story? Our next story is called Boiling Butt Rocket. Now, do any of you have any guesses as to what this is about? Taco Bell is crazy. This is about the bombardier beetle. This guy. It's just a little beetle. It's just a little guy, very small beetle. They inhabit all continents except Antarctica. Oh! Ew! This guy's all over. He's on top of the world. This is the world. Why is this story called The Boiling Butt Rocket, you ask? Why do you think, chat? He shoots hot poop, weaponized diarrhea. Go pew pew with his butt. He shoot hot fart. Close. They shoot boiling liquid from their anus. Duh. Here's a picture of a bombardier beetle shooting boiling liquid from his anus at this person's fingy. Does it hurt? Yeah, dude. Yeah, yes. How do they boil it? Okay, so check this out. This is a bombardier beetle. They have an elaborate internal network of reservoirs and chambers to synthesize poison blasts. They have two separate chambers. Two chambers. In this top chamber, they have hydroquinone. In this chamber, they have hydrogen peroxide. You guys ever done a volcano? Like a science fair volcano? Baking soda vinegar? No? Why are you all saying no? The point, you know what I'm talking about. It's a science fair project where you have a volcano and you put vinegar and baking soda in and a chemical reaction happens where it like spews out a bunch of foam so it looks like a volcano, right? So inside of this tiny little freaking beetle, there's two separate chambers and then there's a valve and there's a special chamber here, a third chamber, that has an enzyme in it. Enzymes catalyze reactions. Both of these things go into this chamber with an enzyme in it. The volcano is happening inside the third chamber and gases rapidly expand and they produce heat inside that chamber and then it exits out of their butt. How fast do you think it exits? In miles per hour, please, Americans. 50, 100, 30, 470, 200, 22. miles per hour, which is still, it's faster than I can go, okay? It's still really fast. I hyped it up too much. How hot do you think it is? 212 degrees Fahrenheit. 100 degrees Celsius. My reaction was so slow. I would be so dead. I'd be so super dead right now. 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius. Are you kidding me? Also, imagine what I just said. In this little bug, one chamber, two chambers, go into a third chamber where the reaction happens. Burp, 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 burp. Exits at me. Is he burning himself? No, he's fine. But also, they can aim it. They can aim with their butt. Should we get some at Alveus? And I can hand them to collaborators as a surprise. And they're like, oh my God, what the heck? And I say, April Fools. The next story that I have for you is about this guy. Who is it? Potato is wrong. Woodpecker, flying squirrel. Guys, actually try. Kitten McNugget. Congratulations, you are correct. This is about the sea cucumber. The sea cucumber, our friend. Look, I'll put him in here. There he is. Now he's in this scene. There are 1,250-ish species of sea cucumber. They are marine animals. They feed on algae, waste particles, small marine animals to break them down into smaller things, smaller particles, and then they get recycled back into the ocean. They're very important. Those are not plants? No, sea cucumbers aren't plants. They're living beings. They don't have brains though. They're found virtually in every marine environment in the world. So they are all over the place. What do you think that this is? Kelp, seagrass, seaweed. You're all wrong. It's organs, stupids. It's the organs of a sea cucumber. Ah, this is a sea cucumber, just like my drawing. Here, look, now I'm sitting with him like he's my dog. This nice little guy. Little sea cucumber, so cute. But wait, what if he hates me? Then what? He's mad that I touched him, so he expels his organs. He's like, don't touch me! So he self-eviscerates. Self-evisceration is the process of removing one or all of the organs from the inside of the body. Would not recommend Googling self-evisceration. Actually super gnarly. Because it's so uncommon. It's not something that happens in the animal kingdom often. You get a lot of human stuff, it's not chill. But this is something that doesn't happen very often, obviously. Because what the hell is this? Have you ever seen this? Maybe you saw this in the ocean, you'd be like, oh, it's a little enemy. Cute. Look at he's just hanging out in the ocean. Wrong organs. But why? Because if there's a predator who's trying to eat him, then he expels all his organs and they're poisonous. And then he can entangle the predator in his organs and kill it. It's just very distracting because you're like, what the hell? Imagine you're like going to bully some kid and he expels all his organs. You're gonna be like, what the hell? What are you doing? What the hell? And you're gonna be so confused, you're gonna forget to eat him. How do they survive that? I don't know. They do it and then it just goes back inside. They do it to protect themselves and they just put it back. Do you guys think that I'm a good educator? My analogy went a little bit off the rails. I'm trying to be relatable and cool, you know? You know? You guys want to see what it looks like in action? That's just his mouth. He's eating.
It knows no fear.
It's not an anemone.
Possibly because it has no brain.
He unfortunately has no
fight,
brain.
In the animal kingdom, there's no emergency rooms, band-aids, or kisses from mommy. Fighting. A fish nips at its backside. The wrong
mistake.
side.
Huge mistake. That's his anus. Wait, check this out. Here come his organs. Boat is live! Thank you so much. Guys, this is a sea cucumber expelling its organs out of its anus.
Resourceful lump.
As a method of defense. What do you guys think? Did you already know that? Did you already know that sea cucumbers expel their organs, their poison organs out of their anus to entangle predators and scare them away?
It's first grade, SpongeBob.
Are they edible? A lot of people eat sea cucumbers, yes. All right, our next story of the day. Ant. Go boom boom. Now this could mean multiple things. This could either mean that the ant goes poopy or that it explodes. Which do you think it is? Both. I'll give you a hint. It's not both. This is the Malaysian exploding ant. Kind of answers your question there. They live in the treetops of Borneo. They were discovered in 1935, so they're kind of hot off the press a little bit now. Kind of like a fresh new drop. It's a pretty normal looking ant, right? Normal looking, like a reddish ant, but they are not normal in function. Can you imagine discovering this ant and finding out when threatened, they flex their abdomens so hard that they explode? Sorry, it's actually sad. I should not be laughing because it means death for the ant. This is the ant in question. Yes, this is life size. Yes, I did this to scale. Yes, this is how big they are. I'm joking. They're ant-sized. But yeah, when they get pissed off, they flex so hard that their abdomen bursts. Anybody ever do that? Anybody ever at the gym and just flex so hard that you just explode because you're so jacked? What does this actually look like? It looks like this. Kind of yuck. When the ant explodes, this is an ant defending its colony against another ant that's trying to attack it. They flex really hard and their abdomen explodes and they secrete a yellow, sticky, toxic goo that smells like something that you wouldn't expect. This is the weirdest dream ever. Donuts, cherries, pizza, or curry. You can type A, B, C, or D. Let's see what you guys think. Personally, I think it would smell like mustard, but that's not an option. A lot of people guessing cherries and a lot of people guessing curry. Cherries is an interesting guess. There are millipedes, cherry millipedes. Actually, their secretions smell like almonds, but I've also heard, I think they also smell like cherry and they produce cyanide. So that's a good guess. But the correct answer here is D. It smells like curry. Why? See, I asked why like I was going to be a teacher and I was going to tell you why, but I'm actually asking you why. I don't know. It just does. I don't have a video for this story because there's not really a lot of great footage of it happening. There's like some CGI footage of it happening, but it's exactly what it sounds like, right? I mean, they take their little bodies and they flex really hard and then they pop. They make a audible popping noise. There's someone studying them right now. There's a gal out there studying them right now. I'm sure she'll come up with some crazy stuff and it'll be really cool. And then you guys can learn about it when she learns more. But again, this is a relatively recently discovered ant, 1935. And there aren't a ton of people studying bugs because they're underappreciated. Chat, you could be an entomologist if you wanted to. We need more of them. All right, that's the story of bugs. What's the next one? This one I like to call Nickelodeon Nightmare. What do you guys think? Who do you think this could be about? Potentially bad timing on this title. Didn't think about it until just now. How about instead of guessing who you think it's about, you guess what this animal is? Who's that? a snail, a turd, a tapeworm, interesting guess, a monkey. This is none other than the hagfish. What is this? Who is this? First of all, stop saying ew because he's right here. What's wrong with you? Second of all, this is an eel-shaped jawless fish. They're sometimes called slime eels, and I want you to be nicer to him. He's cool. I have terrible news for you. If you don't like what he looks like on the outside, you are super not gonna like what he looks like on the inside. Before I move, I want you guys to remember that if you can't say something nice, you don't need to say anything at all. This is the this is the mouth of a hagfish. It's not that bad. Their mouths have 2 pairs of teeth on a cartilaginous plate that protracts and retracts for grasping food. So they can, not only is it like that, but they can also go. I think it's cool. Kinda cool. Mr. Hagfish, my friend. Okay, if you don't like this about the hagfish, you're really not gonna like one of its best adaptations. Hagfish can produce copious amounts of slime. This is also called the slime eel. They can produce copious, like so much, like way more than you would think that they need to, like copious amounts of slime from specialized glands. It's actually very important for them. You don't need to throw up. It's fine. This is just a picture. Don't be a baby. Close your eyes. Turn your monitor off. Okay, we're just here to learn about hagfish. Someone said slime from specialized glands. Speaking of which, though, this is what their slime looks like. Hagfish slime is more durable and more retentive than any other slime produced by any animal on Earth. It is incredibly thick and viscous. I would like to shout out the I'd like to shout out the 6,900 viewers that I have at this moment. Thank you for being here today. I'm blessed. When disturbed, hagfish expel slime. If you have gills, this stuff is like big problem. If you have gills and you get coated in this and it wraps around you, you die. Hagfish choke predators with slime by expelling it and clogging their gills. You want to see what it looks like? Check this out. Gill clogging slime secretion in hagfishes, a defense mechanism against predation. There's a hagfish. He's eating. Let him be. Don't bother him. Don't do it. He's bothering him. He's bothering him real bad. Look at all that slime coming off. You see that? Success. Again. He's choking him. He's choking him. Ew. Ew. Don't. Ew. It's very effective. 14 attempts to prey on hagfish by various predators have been observed. None successful. Not a single attempt successful that they recorded in eating a hagfish because the slime goes so crazy. What the heck is this? We're drowning. 100% win rate. All right, next up. This one I have titled, What a Rush. What do you think this is about? I'll give you a hint. We are in the Amazon rainforest right now. We're talking about the Brazilian wandering spider, also called the banana spider. They're native to Brazil, and they're named for their tendency to wander and search for prey instead of sitting and waiting. These guys are venomous nocturnal hunters. If you like frogs, fair warning. They'll eat large prey like frogs, which is kind of crazy for a spider. This is like a very, very large prey item. It's a very large prey item for an animal that size. The Brazilian wandering spider is thought to be one of the most venomous spiders in the world. This is him really mad. Can we make him really big? This is him when he's really mad. Me walking up to the Brazilian wandering spider. He's like, get away from me. He don't like me walking up to him like that. Their venom contains at least 6 neurotoxic peptides, one of which causes priapism in humans. Does anybody know what priapism is? Wow, a lot of people know what that is. I'm actually surprised. I had never heard that word before. It's a condition that causes a painful erection for hours in the absence of stimulation. This is educational, okay? Yeah, their venom causes priapism. So one of the signs of being bit by one of these spiders is having a painful, long-lasting erection with no other stimulation. Humans can survive a bite from a wandering spider. It is legitimately something that they look for in hospitals, though. If you're in Brazil and you come in really sick or you got a spider bite and you don't know what spider it is, they will ask you if you have an erection. So you can survive a wandering spider bite with antivenom, but you will experience priapism for several days.
How can you keep a straight face with that?
I'm an educator. So a lot of people are saying Viagra. Funny that you bring that up. A new treatment for erectile dysfunction just passed its first phase of human testing in Brazil in 2023 using wandering spider venom. So instead of it being Viagra, where it's like a pill form, it's a gel that can be applied directly to the site, which works for some people that cannot take Viagra. I don't know who this guy is. I got a stock photos. He wasn't a part of the study, probably. Anyway, that's the Brazilian wandering spider. We have one more story to go, guys. Last story. If the horny toad wasn't my favorite one, this is my favorite one. The title of this is a quote, and if you recognize it, you get a cookie. Congratulations. I'm the best at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice. It is a Wolverine quote. Max loves X-Men. Yes. This is a Wolverine quote because we are talking about... I'm a little early. Sorry. We're talking about a Wolverine frog. I assumed my first picture was of the frog, but it's about something else. We're talking about a Wolverine frog. It's also called a hairy frog. I will show you why in a second. It's a frog native to Central Africa. It's about 3 to 5 inches long. It's called a Wolverine frog, okay? It's not unknown for animals to have retractable claws, like this cat. Cat's claws are retractable. They can put them out and take them back in. Their claws are made from keratin, though. Wolverine frogs technically have retractable claws, and I'm going to tell you what that means in just a second. Another crazy thing about Wolverine frogs, though, they're also called hairy frogs. Why? Because they have freaking hair. Because the males grow hair filaments during the breeding season. They have hair. Wolverine frog. This is crazy enough that they're furries, okay? But what's crazier is that they're named Wolverine frogs because of who? This guy. Is this Hugh Jackman? Because of Hugh Jackman. Wolverine. He has claws. You know what else has claws? The Wolverine frog. You ever seen a frog with claws?
Yes, once.
Claws! But wait! That's not claws. You're right. It's a bone. It's not frog claws. Also, I said they're retractable. It's not a claw. It's their bone. It's a bone. They're attached to a nodule in their toe here, and they can be disconnected from the nodule, but when it gets disconnected, it breaks through their skin and becomes a claw, like Wolverine. Are they like Wolverine, where they go back in? Nobody knows somehow. I don't know how that's possible, but they don't know because they've only studied specimens. They haven't studied live frogs. So they don't know what it looks like for them to go back in, for the claws to go back in, and what it does for the skin, and if it's possible for it to happen again. But I imagine they probably can do that multiple times. Wolverine says it hurts every time the claws come out. I have a special treat for you guys. Let's see where this inspo came from, shall we? This movie's 24 years old. He says he owes him some money, but he doesn't know that his bone can disconnect from the nodule in his toe and break through his skin, his hand. Uh-oh. Ew! Ew! Sorry. Retractable. See? Why is he looking at me like that? I'm the best at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice. That's your Wolverine frog. What did you guys think? That is the end of my Animal Kingdom stream. Can I ask a question? Yes, you guys can ask some questions. Can I poop out my organs? I think that's the closest thing you could do is like prolapse, but I would not recommend doing that. What does the hagfish slime taste like? I have no... Ask me better questions. What animal do you think wins in a fight? What was that? It's a bird. You know, normally I don't like answering that question, but considering we just did a whole couple hours or whatever on animal defense behaviors, what behavior here do I think is the most OP? It's not the frog for sure. It's not the ant. It might be the hagfish. Yeah, I think it's the hagfish. Wandering spider though, like if a wandering spider bites any of them, bomb beetle is cool, but it's so small. You know, if we're actually considering if they were fighting. One guy keeps asking my opinion on sharks. Sharks are cool, man. I have no problems with sharks. I think they're great. But I think if a wandering spider bit a hagfish, the hagfish would probably die. So maybe it's a wandering spider. But also, if they're fighting and they're underwater, the spider dies. And if they're on land, the hagfish probably kills this. I don't know. Any other animal with a cool defense strat that you didn't include? Yeah, there are plenty. Fainting goats, when they get scared, they fall over. Works great. Real handy. We can do more green screen educational streams. This was the first green screen stream that I did. It was good practice for us. I think we have a lot to learn. I thought a lot more about like what I could be doing with a green screen. It's really fun. So yeah, we can do more of this. We can do our Animal Kingdom streams with a green screen. Kind of sick, kind of a good time. I have to go to my house.